City of Fergus Falls Council Chambers. The invocation this evening will be read by Council Member Scott Kwame, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
I'm not a pastor, so I just wanted to point out that there's a little change in the routine, you might say. I wanted to take a moment to acknowledge the pastors who are members of the Fergus Falls Ministerial Association that normally take this responsibility. I'm grateful for these folks and for their service to our community and the many churches that they serve. And I'm grateful for their willingness to volunteer their time and take turns opening our city council meetings with an invocation. Last week was the high point of the year for Christians around the world as we gathered on Palm Sunday and Maundy Thursday, Good Friday, and Easter Sunday to remember and celebrate the redemption and salvation offered to us through the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ. He is risen indeed. Please join me now in prayer. Lord, we thank you for your saving grace that we just now celebrated in these last several days. We thank you for the city of Fergus Falls and for the many blessings that we receive and are a part of being able to live here. We pray tonight for your hand of protection over our first responders, many of whom are here tonight with us to celebrate one of our fire department people's retirement. We pray that you would watch over our firefighters, our police, and other first responders. We pray for those who are otherwise gathered here tonight for the various items on our agenda. We pray for wisdom, pray for patience. I ask that you would also bless and encourage our city staff. We're thankful for them and grateful for the work that they do. We ask that you be with our discussions and our actions tonight. May we honor you. We thank you for your love and care for us. In Jesus' name. Amen.
I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
With that, I will call this meeting to order. A roll call, please.
Here.
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 Here. Here.
Here.
Here.
Here.
We have a quorum. The first item on the agenda is open forum, time to address items of city business. If you'd care to come to the podium and state your name and the city in which you live. Seeing nobody, we will move on to approval of the agenda. There's a couple of items to move around. We're going to remove the acknowledgement retirement for Chad Nelson to the top of the agenda. Add the resolution setting public hearing for the Douglas Avenue project and subsequent project update. And then we're going to remove Visit Fergus Falls item off the agenda and schedule a work session for the 20th of April. It seems that there's enough debate about what we should and shouldn't do with that contract that I think it would be healthy if we just had a general discussion about it as a group in open, so that everybody can air what they want and then use that to help formulate where we go forward with. And then under new business, Mark Layden has a graph that he wishes to show regarding city taxes, property tax. I would just add that obviously this is a graph that Mark has done. It's not an analysis done by the city. And with that, would somebody care to approve the agenda?
I got a question too, Your Honor.
Thank you, Scott.
I'll second.
Thank you, Jim.
Time on the work session? Say a time.
We said either probably 4:30, between 4 and 4:30. Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you. The work session on the 20th.
With that, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
The agenda is approved. There are no public hearings this evening. The first item is the resolution acknowledging the retirement and 30 years of service to the Fergus Falls Fire Department from Chad Nelson. Whereas Chad Nelson is retiring from the Fergus Falls Fire Department effective April 11, 2026, following 30 years of service. And whereas Chad began his service as a firefighter to the city of Fergus Falls and the surrounding area on December 11, 1995. And whereas Chad has held numerous formal roles in the Fergus Falls Fire Department, including firefighter, lieutenant, captain, and Fire Relief Association secretary. And whereas Chad's dedication to serve others at a moment's notice with a near 100% attendance record provided him experiences in which he shared, created an atmosphere of support amongst fire department members and those he responded to. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Fergus Falls, Minnesota, to accept Chad Nelson's retirement from the Fergus Falls Fire Department and thank him for his 30 years of steadfast and dedicated service to the City of Fergus Falls and surrounding area. The above and aforementioned resolution was offered at a regular meeting of the City Council meeting held on April 6, 2026 by Council Member
I'll offer that.
Jim Fish,
I can second.
who moved its adoption and was seconded by Council Member Laurel Kildee and adopted with the following votes. All those in favor say roll call, even.
Yes.
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 The resolution is approved. It does actually say resolution at the top if I just read it. So, thank you very much. Does Chief Muckle wish to say a few words?
He's got papers in hand.
That's something separate. Always walk around with papers. Thank you, Your Honor, members of the council, and Chad. Come on up here.
Yeah.
So Chad and I, it's been a fun deal. Chad and I have a very maybe unique bond in that Chad was my substitute teacher in high school, and as he was studying to be a firefighter here in town, the person that I am and the interest that I had in the fire service, I asked to have Chad's workbooks and to start learning the craft of firefighting while I was in high school. But it has been a true honor to get to know Chad my whole fire service career, and I thank you for your 30 years, but I also want to acknowledge Elizabeth tonight. As a wife of a firefighter or spouses of firefighters, that is just as much of a commitment and maybe even more of a worrisome than what we as the responders go out and do. They're the ones that are left after the pager goes off, most of the time not even knowing where their firefighter's going, because we leave quickly, because as we all know, seconds matter in firefighting. So Elizabeth, thank you for your sharing of Chad for 30 plus years with us on the Fergus Falls Fire Department. So, go ahead, Chad, with your scroll.
Oh, my 3-page. It's not 3 pages, I promise. Thank you, Mr. Mayor and council members. To this department, what an honor it's been to serve alongside all of you that are here tonight. To the current members and those that have retired since I started, thanks for letting me be part of your journey. Being a paid-on-call firefighter means dropping everything when the pager goes off and making our way to the station. This leads me to my biggest thanks to my family. Thank you for their patience, support, and all the late nights, missed meals, and family gatherings. Sorry for leaving you at various stores, restaurants, and yes, even alongside a road one time. Somebody did come pick them up. I couldn't have done any of this without you. It's been one of the greatest privileges of my life, to serve in this capacity, serving in the city of Fergus Falls and the surrounding townships. It's been a good 364 months, and I'm officially done on 4/11 at 9:11 in the morning. So, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Jim.
Your Honor, may I say thank you admirable.
The next item on the agenda is awarding of bids. A resolution awarding the bid for PI 5966, the Cavour Avenue Street and Utility Improvement Project to Keekley Underground Inc. in the amount of $2,426,471.09. Cavour Project Alleyways and Alternates 1-4. Over to Kyle.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mayor, City Council. As we talked before, we opened bids for two projects last Tuesday, Cavour and Cleveland, and then we opened projects for Douglas on Thursday and got very good bids. So we're going to run through some information tonight on the bids and show you the numbers and show you where everything came out. All right. So we'll start with Cavour. So on Cavour, this is the one where we bid the Cavour project, which included Cavour Avenue, Court Street, Mill Street, and the alleyways, along with 3 parking lots and then some drain tile within the alleyways between Union and Mill Street. So I'll go through those. One more slide ahead. All right, so just as we go through the numbers, this is going to show you where the projects are. So on the left, in the middle, is the Cavour Avenue and Alleyways project. So when we talk about part 1 and part 2 of the project, or the base bid, that's the piece that we're talking about. So it's Cavour along with Court and Mill, and then the alleyways as well. Alternate number 1 is on the bottom left. That is that's the parking lot in between. Let's see, Court Street and just to the west of Court Street, and then alternate 2 is between Mill and Court Street. That's the parking lot there. Alternate number 3 is the triangular parking lot over just next to Cascade. And then alternate number 4, that's the drain tile that is put in between Mill and Court. And the drain tile piece was put in to help some of the buildings there that are getting some underground water into their basements. So the drain tile, we'll put it in as deep as we can with the storm sewer there, and that will catch some of that water. It may not completely help, but we think it'll alleviate some of the issue that some of those businesses are getting with water within their basement. Okay, so there's a lot of numbers here. I'm not going to go through every single one, but just a couple of the large ones, and then we'll talk about the totals. So part 1 on Cavour, just to give you an idea of where the bids came in, our engineer's estimate for that piece was at $2.6 million. Low bid for Keekley Underground is $1.9 million. So significantly underneath the engineer's estimate. And then you can see the other bids went all the way up to $2.9 million. The alleyways, the engineer's estimate was at $276,000, and if we go over to Keekley Underground, they were at $297,000 for that piece. And then you can just go through and see the different alternates and where they came in and where the bids came in. So the total for Keekley Underground was just over $2.4 million, and our engineer's estimate was about $3.1 million. So bids came in very well.
Are we open to questions, or do you want a motion?
Just
Okay.
let me run through one more piece of information. So if you look at the third column there where it says alley and parking lot 2025, those are the numbers that we bid last fall when we opened bids and did not award. So if you look at the difference between the parking lot and the alleyways now from what we bid last year, we bid the exact same project. Came in $181,000 less than our bid last year. So big time savings just from waiting to do that project now. Okay, next slide, I think that's, okay. So that's it for Cavor for the numbers. So what we're looking for tonight is to award a contract to Keekly Underground, as well as going through and setting up the final assessment hearing for the project. And then before we go to that, just so you know that awarding the contract tonight, that is moving the project forward. We will need to bond for a portion of the project, and so making that decision tonight will be saying that we're going forward with the project.
Would somebody care to make that resolution?
I'll offer that.
I'll offer the resolution.
So Scott Kwame and Jim Fish.
And
So
is that
dis-
with the alternatives, or is that
With the alternative.
with all alternatives? Okay.
All of them.
So discussion.
I have a question. On the drain tile, I think that's a really important aspect of this. These businesses have had water issues. Do we know that the area we're drain tiling is the only area we should be drain tiling? Like, have we surveyed the businesses and we know which areas specifically, or where are we at knowing that we're doing enough?
Yeah, so I know Interstate Engineering did visit with the businesses up there. This is the alleyways and parking lots is Interstate Engineering's design. We did the exact same project that we did last year, and they did visit with some of those businesses up there.
Okay.
Any other questions of Kyle on this one?
Thank you, Mr. Meyer. I appreciate it. Yeah, we have to go forward with the project. That road is really bad this spring now. And I don't know how this city would ever made it to 2029 with what we had there. It's really gotten bad, so I appreciate it. What kind of impact are we looking at for downtown businesses? I think if they're watching, if they're listening, we have the Chamber of Commerce sitting here. What kind of impact time frame are we looking at with them?
We visited with the contractor. The contractor that got this bid also got Cleveland Avenue. So we did talk to them to see what their timing is, what they want to do. They do want to get in on this project as soon as they can. So once they can get their equipment here, get their stuff ordered on the project, they'll be getting here. They're going to start on Cleveland Avenue first and then move over to Cavor. But during construction, we will keep the street open to traffic. The street will get tore up. We will have construction going on during times in different parts. We will require the contractor to maintain the street. But when they're digging water main through or digging sanitary through a spot, that area may be closed down for a couple hours. As they move forward with that construction, they will come behind and backfill and then open the traffic. Now, when I say it's open, it will be dirt at times, it will be gravel at times. So we'll try and maintain traffic through to those areas, try to maintain entrances to different parking lots so they can get in one side, while we're working, and then shift it over to the other side, things of that nature.
Time frame, impact, how long? 30 days, 60 days?
This project will be from start to finish, it'll be 2 months.
Do we have a communications plan in place for downtown businesses and downtown residents that may have rented parking spots, things like that? Like, do we have a really solid plan for how to communicate this as well as possible?
We do have a plan we're working on. That's something we need to visit with you guys on how we want to do that. I'm getting a meeting set up with some of the communication people from our office to help out with some of the stuff with our projects, as well as maybe some other things within the community.
With that, roll call, please. Oh.
I'm sorry. There's been talk on Cavor about narrowing and widening. Have we seen any options there, or what's going to happen?
Right now, the way that this was bid was to narrow it from what it is now down to 41 feet, which would give us parallel parking on both sides of the street.
And I appreciate Councilman Morton's concern about driving in and out. If Cavor is closed, is the alley still open? They can get in and out of that parking lot there, and at the north, you could still get into the tire shop and the furnish there.
Correct, yeah. So we'll utilize the alleyway, we'll utilize Cavor. When we get into this and sequence the construction, and that will be the contractor's responsibility as they go through. But yes, we will utilize the alleyway for, getting to businesses when Cavor is tore up, and then shift traffic around as we move with construction.
And I believe before, we also had good conversations about green space. Can we just avoid the green space? I mean, it would be on the south side. It
We
could-
do have some green space in this project. If that's something that everybody wants to eliminate, we can. We can fill it in with concrete.
Do you mow concrete or
Yeah,
just
change
special
order.
concrete?
I just mow grass.
Thank you.
Roll call, please.
Yes.
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 The resolution is approved. The next item on the agenda is a resolution awarding the bid for PI 5964, the Cleveland Avenue Improvement Project, to the same contractor in the amount of $1,910,000, $541.68. Again, over to Kyle.
Okay, these numbers will be much easier to go through. I apologize for the formatting. That wasn't like that on my computer. But that's all right. We get the gist. So Cleveland Avenue, from Franklin to Fur, we got 4 bids on the project. There, the engineer's estimate was at $2.2 million. Low bid, again, Keekly Underground at just over $1.9 million. Bids ranged all the way up to 2.75. So again, good numbers from the contractors bidding on the project.
Would somebody
I'll
care to
offer
make
that,
them?
Your Honor.
Thank you, Scott.
I'll second that.
Thank you, Laurel. Discussion?
Mr. Meyer, on
Yes.
both of these contracts, are there penalties in if this thing lasts for 3 years?
There is, yep. Yep, we have, just like most of the contracts that the city of Fergus Falls has done, there's liquidated damages built in per day that they are not done after the completion date.
Thank you.
With that, roll call, please.
Yes.
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 The resolution is approved. The next item on the agenda is a resolution setting the public hearing date for PI 5966, the Cavor Avenue Improvement Project, for May 4, 2026 at 5:30 p.m. in the City Council Chambers. Would somebody care to make that resolution?
I'll offer that.
Thank you, Laurel.
I'll second.
Thank you, Jim. Laura? Close.
It's an L.
It's an L.
The L.
Roll call, please.
Yes.
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 The resolution is approved. The next item is a resolution setting the public hearing date for PI 5964, the Cleveland Avenue Improvement Project, for May 4, 2026 at 5:30 p.m. in the City Council Chambers. Would Laura care to make that resolution?
I will offer that.
I'll second it.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Laurel.
Isn't there a conflict with another meeting?
Roll call, please.
Yes.
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 The resolution is approved. The next item on the agenda is the improvement of Douglas Avenue, and it would be resolution awarding the bid for PI 5967. 2026 street improvement project on Douglas Avenue to Ryan Contracting Co. With that, over to Kyle again.
All right, thank you. Okay, so again, looking at the bids, we got very favorable bids on this project as well for Douglas Avenue. As you can see, again, the engineer's estimate was at 1.6 million. The contract, or the low bidder was Ryan Contracting at just over 1.4 million. And bids ranged all the way up to 1.9. Got 6 bidders on the project, a couple more than the other 2 projects. So good competition, but very favorable and good numbers.
I'll offer that, and then I have a question.
Wait, thank you, Laurel.
Second it.
Thank you, Scott. Question?
Can you talk a little bit about how, for people that might watch or follow this meeting, if regards to their assessments, when these bids are coming in favorably, I know that then their assessment estimates go down, but can we talk about when that will get communicated to these landowners?
Yep, so the process now after tonight, that we've set that hearing for May 4th, we will send out another letter to every one of these property owners stating what the number is now with the price per foot and the price of their total assessment. And then they will be able to come and, visit with the council on that assessment on May 4th. But just so you know, because the bids came in very favorable, that means the letters you got back in February on the preliminary assessment, it is significantly less than that on these projects now. But you will be getting a letter and a notice in the newspaper on these hearings and what your new assessment number is now.
Any other questions?
Yes, sir. Kyle, you and I have had a long discussion on this. I cannot support this at this time. Not because it's not a good project, not because the road doesn't need it. It's just that we're just trying to bite off too much for our taxpayer in 1 year, 27. We currently have a great deal of existing debt service, and we're just going to throw another $2 million on it or whatever it breaks down to after the funds are paid. I urge the council to review the current debt service that the city has, the effect of the taxpayer, and not blindly accept this contract. Thank you.
Any other comments?
Mr. Meyer, can you fill us in again? We had to do Douglas Avenue to get to Union. Was that kind of the deal with this?
That was the sequencing, yeah, because when we do Union, we didn't want construction traffic. If we would have done Union first, they would have been using Douglas for construction traffic, and we didn't want that traffic ruining our new road on Douglas.
Is South Union still on the agenda for next year? Is that the rough plan?
Yep,
Okay. It's treacherous this spring.
correct.
I think you meant to say you didn't want to ruin Union, not ruin Douglas.
Did I go backwards?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so,
Yeah. There is a sequencing there that we want to do Douglas first so that we don't ruin it with construction traffic. It's built that way for a reason.
So we don't use Union.
Correct.
As
For
Yeah,
Douglas.
Douglas traffic.
Correct. Correct. Sorry.
With that, roll call, please.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
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 The resolution is approved. The next item is a resolution to approve the calling for a public hearing on project P5967 on May 4th, 2026 at 5:30 p.m. in City Council chambers, if somebody would care to make that.
I'll offer that.
Thank you, Scott. Would somebody care to second it?
I'll second.
Thank you, Jim. Roll call, please.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
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 The resolution is approved. The next item on the agenda I think maybe just to add that this is going to be the year of road construction in Fergus Falls. And as kind of Councilmember Kildee brought up, communication is going to be key between exit 54 and the projects downtown. There's going to be a lot, because this included in this area is also kind of rail crossing improvements as well. So the residents of Fergus Falls wanted infrastructure improvement. This is the year they're going to see a lot of improvement. Thank you very much for voting it through. On the consent agenda, we have a motion approving the minutes for the March 16, 2026 City Council meeting and the April 1st, 2026 Committee of the Whole meeting, a motion approving licenses, a resolution accepting a $4,095 matching grant award to the Fire Department from the Minnesota DNR Fire Department Assistance Program, a resolution accepting a $500 donation from Vernal Dreschel for Class A dress uniforms for the Fergus Falls Fire Department, a resolution to obtain the municipal advisor services of David Drone Associates, Inc., a resolution approving an engineering task order for Phase 1 of the lead service line replacement project, a resolution approving varied budget adjustments, and a resolution approving a budget adjustment for a diesel tech intern. Would somebody care to make that resolution, sorry? Thank you, Al. Would somebody care to second it?
I'll second.
Thank you, Scott. Roll call, please.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Under ordinance and resolutions, we have the first item is a resolution setting a public hearing to establish TIF District 417 and proposed business subsidy for Northwood Industrial Services, LLC, on Monday, May 18 at 5:30 p.m. in the City Council chambers. And I believe Jason is going to address that.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Yes, I'm requesting the council hold that public hearing on May 18th for in consideration of the Economic Development TIF District application from Northwoods Industrial Services. I will point out, council, I did share a letter just affirming again our services as part of this TIF district. You saw most of that in your RFP response here about a month ago. So again, just reaffirming that. And then there is a schedule in there. I do want to point out one correction. I have the public hearing on my schedule as 5:45. And it's at 5:30. So again, that was my clerical, as I get used to how the council conducts business, and I'll address that in future schedules and that stuff. So I apologize for that. But this will hold that public hearing. And again, it's both for the TIF and business subsidy in a combined public hearing. Any questions, Mayor or Council?
With that,
Mr. Mayor, I may have one comment. It might be District 418, but we can tweak that number. That's just the number. You know which district it is, but.
Yes, Bill. Yes, there was. I believe about a year ago, the council did consider an application for a District 417, but I just reused the number. So, again, maybe it's more of a clerical as I start
No, if we
process.
can use it, then I'm great. That's so good. Thank you.
with that, we need somebody to make that
I'll offer
resolution.
that.
Thank you, Laurel.
I'll second.
Thank you, Jim. With that, roll call, please.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
The resolution is approved. Thank you, Jason.
Thanks, Council.
The next item on the agenda is a resolution approving the rezoning of 1397 South Tower Road and from RA to B2. And I will call upon Ms. Clara.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you, council members. This is a continuation of the discussion that started at our last Committee of the Whole meeting, where it was presented to you that the Planning Commission had approved a rezoning request for 1397 South Tower Road, and then has sent it on to you as the council to make that final decision. There was good conversation held both at the Planning Commission meeting and at Committee of the Whole with people both in favor of and against the rezoning request, but the Planning Commission ultimately did find that the rezoning request is reasonable, that it is upholding the tenets that it needs to uphold for the city to make a comfortable decision regarding rezoning. And I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have about the application or the process with the Planning Commission, but ultimately I'll leave the conversation up to you.
Would somebody care to make that resolution before we have discussion?
I'll offer it, Your Honor.
Thank you, Scott. Would somebody care to second it?
I'll second.
Thank you, Jim. Any discussion from council? I think we've talked about this.
I have one question. Is there anything to say that there would be able to be added more truck parking after this plan is approved? Like, once we rezone it, if a truck or if a gas station goes in there that has truck parking, is there any limits that would be put on the able to be expand that truck parking beyond what a proposed plan could have now?
The only tipping point I think that would enable the city to be able to say no more truck parking would be if we think it's getting into the territory of being considered a truck stop. But again, that would require us to then have that definition of truck stop that we've been working with be adopted into ordinance.
Thank you. With that, roll call, please. No, I think we've heard from, it's been discussed since like November of last year, so I think everybody's aware of kind of what people's feelings are towards it. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Yes.
Abstain.
Yes.
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 The resolution is approved. Thank you for all the work from both sides on that. The next item on the agenda is a resolution approving an easement with the school, with the Fergus Falls School District. And I think Kyle is going to take that.
All right, this is the request for an easement from the school district for a 75 by 400 foot easement just east of Hilltop Drive off of Cascade Road. This is a piece of property that, or the school district has a piece of property up there, and they're looking for additional ingress-egress easement. So this, in the city has a lot up there that they own, and so looking to pass a easement onto the school for that ingress-egress. And this came from a discussion with the school district on one of our city projects where we got an easement from the school district to the city. So this is their request.
Thank you. I know we've had some discussion on with various council members. I don't know. One of the questions that got brought up was whether or not we could give whether it had to be a perpetual easement or whether the easement could have some form of due date or kind of ends with the sale or transfer of the property. And so maybe Rolf would just care to speak to what are some of the options as opposed to just giving a blanket easement.
Sure. Thank you. What we could do, and what I've done, is basically change the terminology of this thing to a temporary easement. It's not going to be permanent. And there could be some triggering events that would make it terminate earlier. We could state a given date that this thing would terminate by, and that could be December 31st, 2020, 2030, I don't know, whatever that date may be. The other option that we could be looking at is that it would trigger upon an event such as the school district transferring its interest in its property that this is supposedly to benefit, so that this would terminate at that time. And another way to terminate it would be upon written notice provided by the city to the school district that we're simply terminating it for whatever reason or no reason. We're just deciding to terminate it upon X amount of days' notice. So that's what I've kind of incorporated into an updated document. I don't have it in front of you, but I've drafted it today that I would suggest would protect the city to allow us to basically terminate this easement at a later date if necessary. Because I don't think the intent is that it would be, if the school district sold the property to someone else down the road, that the intent would be that's their easement now. Correct?
Are you looking for a motion?
Yep.
I'd make a motion that we move forward with an easement to the city attorney's liking that would protect the city's interests and allow this easement to be in effect for the purposes of a school development. Does that solve what is needed?
I mean, what's the ultimate intent for the benefited property, for the use of this easement? Is it for-
Access for a school, I think, is what we had talked about.
Access to a school.
To a
Okay.
school.
So if they,
Yep.
okay, so if they build a school, would this be an access, a continued access?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that does help. Then my suggestion would be is that this easement would be an easement that would go into perpetuity, provided that they accomplished that, built a school, that serviced it, but if they sold it off to someone else and didn't build a school, it would terminate. Okay?
Would the terminology then include the words non-transferable? Or
It
how,
does.
is that how you do it? You'd make it's a
will.
non-transferable easement.
Correct,
Thank you.
without our consent.
And I do think keeping a date in there, where, I don't know what the council's appetite is, but I would see a date, like, at 5 years, we could look at renewing for those purposes or something. If it's not going to be a school anytime in the future, then we want to have access to it, I would assume, for development or for someone else to purchase.
Yep.
Sure, so you want 5 years that it terminates?
That'd be my suggestion.
Sure, that's fine.
So we have a resolution to have an easement drafted that would say it's for school purposes only. If you transfer the property, then it dies, and it would terminate within 5 years if there's no school built. Would somebody care to second that resolution?
I'll second, Your Honor.
Thank you, Scott. Discussion.
Just a comment. I don't think I've ever seen Ralph smile at me before. It was. Are you sure? I guess I want to get some clarification on that, on the Freiburg easement first, if we could. And is it regarding the width or?
Yeah, so as we did this project, unbeknownst to us or even city records, that the right-of-way essentially went right up to the curb and gutter of the road. So typically, the right-of-way would go beyond the road, even beyond the sidewalk, and then that's where their property would start. Well, it didn't do that. So our project was fixing the road as well as fixing ADA ramps onto the sidewalk. So we, with that easement that we got from the school, we basically brought the the right-of-way back to what a normal right-of-way would be in every other block within the town.
Would you need that easement if there was no sidewalk?
If we were not doing any sidewalk work, we would not have needed that easement.
I guess so. It kind of falls into the superintendent's hands and the school board. For safety purposes, you need to have a sidewalk there. I would think that they would just out of the goodness of their heart grant that easement with no questions asked and not try to barter with another easement on something else. I guess that's my issue that I have. The city of Fergus Falls has been very generous, I feel, with things that the school has wanted. We've tried to, help them prosper. And I feel kind of hamstrung on that a little bit, that it has to do with a sidewalk that is on their property, which just giving the easement saves the sidewalk, lets the city do what they need to do, saves the taxpayer money, that sort of thing. Instead of trying to go for another easement to a property that they own but don't have any access to that. Am I stating that correct? Do they have access to that property that they own?
They have some access, yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
but they want that
There's
other
about
access.
44 feet of width there for them
Okay.
to use for access.
Okay, so I guess that's where I'm at with it. We'll probably vote it through, but I just wanted to be very crystal clear that, that's in the superintendent's hands, that if that sidewalk is there or not, and that easement is being granted with the school board and the superintendent. Out of safety reasons, it shouldn't even be an issue, in my opinion. Thanks, Kyle.
Your Honor, he did sign that easement
The
completely.
Cleveland one
yeah,
is signed, right?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
That is signed and done.
Yeah. Whether we did anything tonight or not, it's still done.
Yep. With that, roll call, please.
Yes.
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 The resolution is approved. The next item on the agenda is an MOU with Ottawa County for the use of County 1 Highway Department garage during severe storms, and we call upon Ryan Mockhouse.
Good evening again, Mr. Mayor, Council. So the fire department has locations that are designated throughout the city, and most of them are city buildings to where we can put our trucks into ahead of an advancing storm. And typically the storms we're talking are tornadic storms. And what we do is disperse our fleet and our personnel so we don't take a direct hit to the one sole station that we have. But as we were looking to expand out some, the County 1 garage seemed like a pretty good fit based on a sturdy building, its location to where, yeah, it's just outside of city limits, but yet it's still within our protection area, and we very easily can get back into that portion of town by having this County Road 1 garage be one of our designated storm stations. Why you haven't maybe heard of this before is we haven't had to do an MOU before, just simply because we've had our own buildings. So this one here being another government agency, it was felt between both parties that we do an MOU. It has been reviewed by county administration along with city administration as well, for formatting, and that it seems like it's a good fit for both parties. There is no cost to the MOU unless we were to damage the building while we were on site. Then obviously within the MOU there's some terms in there that we would pay for damages, but it's not a matter of we need to pay a yearly fee or anything like that to have access to it. That access is part of the MOU. So I do think it's good for the department along with the city just to have that good continuity of operations following a severe storm. And I guess I'll stand for any questions that you may have.
Would somebody care to make that resolution?
I will.
Thank you, Mark.
Second.
Thank you, Al. Questions?
Chief, good job. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
If not, roll call, please.
Yes.
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 The next item on the agenda, the resolution is approved. The next item on the agenda is presentation of claims in the amount of $938,258.58. Would somebody care to make that resolution?
I'll offer the resolution to pay the bills.
Thank you, Jim. Would somebody care to second it?
I can do it.
Thank you, Laurel. With that, any questions of Bill? If not, roll call, please.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
The resolution is approved. There's no old or new unfinished business. On the new business, Council Member Layton wished to show a graph on property tax. If you'd like to do that, Mark.
I appreciate the opportunity. The City Council knows that I have analyzed the city of Fergus Falls over the many years to all cities and equivalently cities the same size. Constituent approached me the other day and showed me some of my early election brochures about how I was going to cut the budget and indicated I could. There was some kickback, but we had some good support in the levy committee last year. I think what happened here is we've moved from a government budget to a businessman's budget. This is in 1 year. This represents just the real estate taxes that an average home pays in Fergus Falls that's assessed by the city only, not the school, not the county, and the HRA. You can see what we did in 1 year. My constituent came to me and I asked him, I says, when was the last time you saw your real estate taxes stay flat? He's been here his lifetime. He's 83 years old. He says, never. Now, I've been warned, I shouldn't maybe say that so loud, Mr. Mayor, but this is my numbers based on the Minnesota auditor's reports. Every city has a little different tweak, but Fergus Falls doesn't have an income or revenue problem. We have a spending problem. And it's my vow to continue to cut that. Now, we had challenges last year. We will have challenges this year. But I've spoke to a few of the department heads, and they're already looking at a net zero increase this year. We can do it. I've been honored to sit on the levy committee. I think the staff has done a great job. Some council members have given me some kickback thinking I couldn't do it. I'm sorry, budgets and me just get along.
I'll just add, it's not just you, Mark.
That's where I was
It's not
going.
a
I says,
singular-
we had,
singular effort, it was a team effort.
and I'm sorry for being interrupted. Yes, Laura Job has been there. She gave me great insight because she's been on that board for a while. Andrew and Bill were there, and they gave me support. And Honorable Hicks allowed me to be on the committee. So yes, that's where I was going to close on. We had a great team, and we look forward to doing it again. I appreciate the administration. I appreciate the department heads. It was a tough year, and we'll just focus on it again. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mark. Just want to remind people there is no I in team. It takes all 9 of us to get there. Because at the end of the day, council members, even if they're not on the committee, weigh in a lot of support. The next item is miscellaneous announcements. April 15th, 7 a.m., Committee of the Whole. April 20th, 5:30, City Council meeting, and prior to that will be a work session on Visit Fergus Falls. The next item on April 28th at 4 p.m., the De Lagoon Campground Grand Opening Celebration. And April 30th at 9:30 a.m., Board of Equalization meeting for Fergus Falls residents at the Otter County office, I believe that is. So everybody should have received their property tax statements. If you have an issue with that, basically contact the county, and you will be obviously put on the agenda for that particular meeting. The next item is we are adjourning to a closed meeting to discuss a real estate transaction on North Tower Road as allowed by Minnesota Statute 13D.05, as well as a real estate action or discussion regarding 2010 West Lincoln Avenue. We will close the meeting now, ask you to vacate the building, but we will be opening the meeting back up again. With that, this portion of the meeting